Your gut is not just digestion. Inside your digestive tract, there is an entire living ecosystem. Bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microbes are constantly interacting with your food, your immune system, your metabolism, and even the signals that travel between your gut and your brain every single day of your life. That does not mean your gut bacteria control your life. It does not mean every symptom starts in the gut. And it definitely does not mean one supplement can fix everything, but the gut microbiome is one of the most important health systems most people barely understand. Today, I want to show you what it can do, what it cannot do, and 5 practical ways to support it without falling for the hype or turning your health into expensive online guesswork. This video is for general education only. It is not personal medical advice. If you have a medical condition, talk to your clinician before changing your diet, supplements, or routine. First, what is the microbiome? Think of it as the community of microorganisms living in and on your body. The gut microbiome is the community inside your digestive tract. These microbes help break down parts of food you cannot digest by yourself. They produce compounds that can interact with your gut lining. They help train the immune system, and they compete with less helpful organisms for space and resources. You may hear people say you are more microbe than human. That phrase comes from estimates comparing microbial cells and human cells. The exact numbers vary depending on the method, the person, and the sample. So I would not build a whole identity around one percentage. The useful point is simpler. Your body is not sterile. You live with a microbial ecosystem, and that ecosystem can influence important biological signals. The first big connection is digestion. Microbes help ferment certain fibers and produce short-chain fatty acids, including compounds like butyrate. These compounds are being studied because they may support the gut lining, influence inflammation, and affect how the body handles energy. That is one reason fiber matters. Fiber is not just roughage. For many gut microbes, fiber is food. This is also why a low-fiber, highly processed diet can be a problem over time. If the microbes that thrive on plant fibers do not get fed, the ecosystem can shift. That does not mean one processed meal destroys your gut. It means the pattern matters. Your microbiome listens to what you repeatedly feed it. The second connection is the gut-brain axis. Your gut and brain communicate through nerves, immune signals, hormones, and microbial metabolites. The vagus nerve is one important pathway, but it is not the whole story. This is not a simple on-off switch, where the gut tells the brain exactly how to feel. It is a complex communication network. This is where the science gets interesting. Some research suggests that certain microbes and certain probiotic or prebiotic interventions may influence stress, mood, or anxiety-related measures in some people. These are sometimes discussed under the term psychobiotics. But psychobiotics are not a replacement for mental health care, and the evidence is still developing. Strains matter, doses matter, the person matters, the condition matters. So the practical takeaway is not, take this probiotic and fix your brain. The practical takeaway is this: gut health and mental health can overlap. If you're struggling, get proper professional support. Supporting your gut can be part of a healthy lifestyle. The third connection is the immune system. A large part of immune activity is connected to the gut because the digestive tract is one of the main places where the outside world meets the inside of your body. Food, microbes, and environmental exposures all pass through this system. The gut lining acts as a barrier, and the immune system has to learn what to tolerate and what to respond to. You may hear the phrase leaky gut. The safer medical way to talk about this is intestinal barrier function or intestinal permeability. In some conditions, barrier function and immune activation are active areas of research. But it is too simplistic to say that leaky gut causes every autoimmune disease. Autoimmune diseases are complex. Genetics, immune regulation, infections, environment, hormones, and many other factors can be involved. If someone has an immune condition, that is not a do-it-yourself gut reset project. That is a clinician-guided medical situation. Food, sleep, movement, and stress management may support health, but they do not replace diagnosis. The fourth connection is timing. Your digestive system has daily rhythms. Your microbes also appear to show rhythmic changes in activity and location. Your gut is part of your whole body clock. If someone tells me they snack late, sleep poorly, and feel bloated, I would not start with a complicated protocol. I would first ask about the rhythm. These basic rhythms are often more useful than exotic interventions. The fifth connection is aging and resilience. Researchers are studying how microbiome patterns differ. A recent large study identified a health-associated bacterial group called CAG 170 across more than 11,000 samples from 39 countries. It appears linked with healthier microbiome ecosystems, but this is not something you can currently buy in a bottle. Discovery is not the same as a treatment. The practical question is, what habits support a more diverse, resilient gut environment? So let us move from science to practice. Habit number 1. Feed your microbes more plant diversity. It is variety. Vegetables, fruit, beans, lentils, whole grains, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices all bring different fibers and polyphenols. A practical version is the 30 plants idea. Across a week, count different plant foods. You do not need to become obsessive, you are simply training yourself to move away from eating the same few low-fiber foods every day. Habit number 2, add fermented foods if they are safe for you. Researchers found that a diet higher in fermented foods over 10 weeks increased microbiome diversity and lowered several inflammatory markers in healthy adults. Fermented foods can include yogurt with live cultures, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, and some kombucha. But start small. If you suddenly add a large amount, you may feel bloated or uncomfortable. Also, fermented foods are not right for everyone. If you are immunocompromised or have severe digestive disease, talk to your clinician. The goal is to find a safe, repeatable pattern your body tolerates. Habit number 3. Reduce the foods that crowd out fiber. Most of your diet coming from ultra-processed snacks and sugary drinks gives your gut microbes a very narrow signal. A practical first step is to replace one low-fiber default with one higher-fiber default. For example, add beans to lunch. Swap a sugary drink for water. Add berries to yogurt. Choose oats instead of a pastry. This is how gut health becomes realistic. You do not need a perfect protocol. You need repeatable upgrades. Habit number 4. Protect your gut rhythm. Try to create a more consistent eating window. Give your body a predictable wind down. Support sleep. Morning light, regular movement, and a calmer evening routine all help the body keep time. Habit number 5. Be careful with unnecessary antibiotics and unnecessary supplements. Antibiotics can be life-saving, but unnecessary broad-spectrum antibiotic use can disrupt the microbiome. Use targeted guidance when possible. Here is the practical microbiome checklist. 1. Add plant variety. 2. Consider fermented foods. 3. Replace low-fiber defaults. 4. Protect meal timing and sleep. 5. Avoid unnecessary disruption and get clinician guidance. If you remember one idea from this video, make it this. Your microbiome is not a magical control panel. It is an ecosystem. Ecosystems respond to patterns. Feed it a wider range of fibers. Give it a steadier rhythm. Let us also clear up 3 common gut health myths. Myth 1. Everyone needs a probiotic. Not true. Some people benefit from specific strains, but it is not automatically necessary for everyone. Myth 2. Bloating always means a food is bad for you. Sometimes it just means you increased fiber too quickly. But if symptoms are severe or persistent, that is a medical situation that needs evaluation. Myth 3. Gut health has to be expensive. It does not. Some of the most useful gut-supporting foods are ordinary: beans, lentils, oats, potatoes, onions, garlic, and apples. It requires a pattern your life can repeat. Here is a simple 2-week starter plan. In week 1, add 1 fiber-rich food each day. Not 10. 1. Add oats at breakfast, beans at lunch, or berries with yogurt. More fiber is usually better built gradually. In week 2, add 1 fermented food if it is safe for you. Start with a small serving: sauerkraut, yogurt, or kefir. You are not trying to win a fermentation contest. You are testing a repeatable habit. At the same time, protect the rhythm. Choose a rough time for your last meal. Build a calmer wind down. These habits look separate, but the gut reads them together. Food, movement, stress, and sleep all arrive as one daily pattern. If you are tempted to buy a complicated gut test, pause first. Some testing can be useful, but many commercial tests give long lists of bacteria without clear, proven steps. Data is only useful if it leads to a safe decision. For many, the basics come first. The most useful gut health plan is usually boring in the best way. It starts with breakfast, lunch, dinner, sleep, movement, and symptoms. If those are chaotic, the first job is not optimization. The first job is stabilization. And if you have ongoing symptoms, do not let wellness content talk you out of medical care. Persistent diarrhea, blood in stool, or unexplained weight loss deserve proper evaluation. Gut health should make you more attentive to your body. So the balanced view is this: your microbiome matters. It can influence digestion, immune signaling, and metabolism. But it is not a mystical puppet master. It is a living ecosystem that responds to repeated inputs, and the best first inputs are not exotic. They are fiber, variety, fermented foods when tolerated, rhythm, sleep, movement, and sensible medical care. That is where real gut health begins. Next time, we are going to make movement practical, especially if long walks feel unrealistic. Why seated marching can be a useful starting point. How to do it safely. If you want practical health guides without the hype, subscribe to The Practical Health Doctor. See you next time.